Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Thursday, May 5th, 2016. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I'm Cassie Stafford. This is the last broadcast of the 2016 spring semester, and we are looking into some controversial ag-related issues. Latricia Powell, Corey Todd, Heather Brown, and Victoria Torrent discuss the controversial topic of genetically modified organisms.
Effects of GMOs have been an ongoing debate here in the United States for quite some time now. Many believe they are harmful to society, while others think that these are just accusations and nonsense. So what exactly are GMOs? A GMO, or genetically modified organism, is any organism whose genetic material has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. The FDA regulates any organism used for food or pharmaceuticals that is created as a GMO or through genetic engineering. We spoke to Barefoot Market owner in Stephenville, Texas, Scott Belding, about GMOs. Here's what he had to say.
I think there's a lot of public misinformation out there about GMOs. There's plenty of people that say that they're safe. Large corporations that are heavily involved in the research and development of these things make a lot of claims. They think they're very, very okay to consume and use in our food production. I think if that's the case, why are there entire countries banning the use of GMOs? There's probably mounting evidence against them already that I'm not aware of. If I had more information, I would give it to you. I choose not to sell them. I choose not to eat them when at all possible. It's probably the smart thing to do.
One other thing that many people like Scott are concerned about is that many places are not currently required to label foods that are GMOs, so most of them don't. Even though there is much skepticism about them, no health problems in humans have been reported. Dr. Jolena Waddell of Tarleton State University claims that there are many misconceptions regarding GMOs, many of which include that our body can recognize foreign DNA, that GMOs are creating new allergies and higher prevalence in autism, that all foods that are not organic must be GMOs, that the government or Monsanto are in conspiracy to modify humans or make humans sick and monopolize the food industry. But still the question remains about whether or not GMOs are safe or have the potential to cause some.
Furthermore, Skyla Laporis and Rebecca Hernandez talked to PETA and the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association about rodeo and animal rights. Stephenville, Texas is known as the cowboy capital of the world. Although the sport of rodeo is often celebrated, many animal rights activists protest it daily. Outreach coordinator Dan Karen explains why PETA believes rodeos are inhumane.
So PETA doesn't believe that animals are ours to use for entertainment, and the animals don't have a say in this. So to call it a sport and to call the animals athletes just doesn't make any sense at all. They have no say in this. When they're babies, they're being roped when they're running. Their necks are snapped back by lassos. A lot of them have neck and back injuries. We've had vets call us and tell us about injuries and bruises, and broken bones, internal hemorrhages. I mean, it's very serious.
The Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association Livestock Program Administrator Jed Pugsley explains how the PRCA takes care of their animals.
Very distinct difference between animal rights and animal welfare. Here at the PRCA, we believe in animal welfare, and that is that we have the right to interact with these animals in sport or recreation, but with that interaction comes the responsibility to provide for their basic needs and make sure that they're well cared for. We call the livestock program here at the PRCA, and that encompasses everything that has to do with our animals, and so that's the welfare of our animals, how well they're cared for. If you look at the animals that compete in rodeo, they're well fed, they're strong, they're bred for a purpose, and that purpose is for rodeo. So we take extremely good care of them and have a whole program dedicated to these animal athletes at rodeo. We have over 70 rules that handle everything to do with our animals. You know, how much they need to weigh to compete, how they're handled, how they're transported to rodeos, and so it just kind of shows that we care about them. We care about their well-being and enjoy having them in our lives.
In a time where the circus and SeaWorld are coming to an end, animal activists are insisting rodeo come to an end as well. On the other hand, the PRCA stock contractors must abide by over 70 rules for the care and humane treatment of livestock. As the debate continues, the question will remain as to whether or not rodeos will go forth. Next in popular news, Forrest Murphy and Trayvon Jefferson report on hormone and antibiotic use in livestock.
Today's top story, hormone and antibiotic use in cattle as well as other farm animals continues to draw flack for supposed links to medical problems in humans, including diabetes, cancer, and infertility, over 50 years after the FDA started approving steroid human hormone drugs in livestock. The idea of resistant disease jumping from the livestock to humans, as in the cases of swine or avian flu, has further muddied public perception of hormone and antibiotic use. One such individual who feels concerned for this very reason is local perishable foods manager Clayton Thompson.
Having been a perishable manager for the past 5 years, one of my increasing concerns would be the antibiotic resistance in cattle transferring over to humans eventually.
Many markets have responded to such worries by placing more emphasis on the sale of organic products. Look around the dairy section of your local grocery store, and it is easy to find plenty of products that market themselves as free of any food sources treated with antibiotics or hormones. Several mainstay items such as milk, butter, and eggs all have hormone and/or antibiotic-free variations that can be found on shelves. However, for some citizens, the science behind claims that antibiotics and hormones in livestock cause health problems in humans is shaky, while the science behind the benefits of using such drugs is well documented. Local Stephenville resident Corey Sullivan is one such skeptic.
Me and my family have been raising cattle our entire lives, and we've always given our livestock hormones. I know that things like antibiotic resistant have merit, but I think it's overblown. Personally, I'm going to do what's best for our business and our family.
Whether or not antibiotic and hormone use in livestock is harmful to humans remains to be seen. However, the debate has already created strong opposing opinions amongst people.
Lastly, Sydney Burns, Morgan Cavett, Shelby Clayton, and Candy Carpenter report on the controversy of immigrant workers within dairy production.
Dairy farms across Texas, especially in Central Texas, often hire a large number of international workers. Some dairy owners say that they have no other choice, while others say that they are taking jobs away from American citizens. Some 300 cows are milked every day at the Southwest Regional Dairy Center in Central Texas. Randy Tapia grew up in the dairy business following in his father's footsteps. He said immigrant farm workers are a necessity.
I mean, it's a touchy subject, obviously, but I think it is a necessity for those type of immigrant laborers to work on these dairies and different even farm jobs, per se agriculture. I think we've gone away in this country, we've gone away from ag, and so these people actually still in ag. People from outside countries, not just Mexico. El Salvador, Hondurans. A lot of those people work in the dairy industry to the ag industry now. I think we've gone away as a country away from ag so much that it's hard to get people to understand ag and to even get people to want to work in the ag industry.
With the struggle of finding people who are willing to work, Randy Tapia says without these workers, nothing would get done on the farm.
We offer jobs to those people. We offer jobs to everybody, but we don't get anybody to come work. So we do resort to having these people working for us as a necessity, because if not, cows would get milked, farmers wouldn't get crops in the ground, different things that happen to the ag industry as a whole. So yeah, I do think it's a necessity.
On the other end of the spectrum, Jensen Brancombe believes that hiring immigrant workers could possibly lower American pay.
Negative consequences. There is evidence that immigrant workers depress wages for American workers. So there are going to be some American citizens who either are displaced or have their wages lowered because of this competition.
However, Malcolm Cross believes that having competition for these jobs is healthy.
As far as immigrants taking jobs from Americans, I don't believe that's the case. There is and there should be competition for jobs. That the winning of the competition should go to those who are willing to work the hardest. If immigrants come to America, they become prosperous and so forth. This will make America more prosperous. Many immigrants who come to America do so to earn money to send back to their families. If their families become wealthier and better off, then their families are more likely to want to buy American goods, and that'll help produce American jobs.
With 2016 being an election year, dairies in Central Texas could see a change in immigration laws under the next president.
Today's broadcast was produced by Sydney Burns, Latricia Powell, and Shelby Clayton. You can follow Texan TV and Texan News Service at www.texannews.net. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm Cassie Stafford, and this has been the last broadcast for Texan TV News of the spring 2016 semester at Tarleton State University in Stephenville, Texas.